Good morning, fellow leaders. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this session. As a newly elected Pathfinder's leader in a club, what is the first thing you need to do? As a newly appointed Pathfinder's director and assistant director for the year 2025, what will be your first role as a leader? Have you ever been in a situation where you've been given a club to run and you don't know what to do? Have you ever have experience that you have called a meeting as a Pathfinder's director and you don't have agenda? Have you ever been in a meeting with the Pathfinder's parents and you have nothing to share with them? You just have called them for a meeting. The first meeting they attend well, the second meeting they don't attend. When you begin a year, have you ever asked yourself that during induction ceremony, you have very many Pathfinders, 20 to 30, 50 to 60. The first meeting you have 50, the second meeting you have 30, third meeting you have 40. Their number keep on reducing. Have you ever asked yourself why? When you meet with your Pathfinders, be it 1 hour, be it 30 minutes, be it 2 hours, be it 3 hours, be it a whole day, how does your programs looks like? And that one leads us to today's session. And in our today's session, we want to look at a very important topic that will help us to run our club effectively. Today, we want to look at Pathfinder's programming. And in Pathfinder's programming, I want to take you through a session, and this session will help us learn together as a group, children of God, as we run our clubs. Learning outcomes. To develop familiarity with activities and features that form the Pathfinder's program. To provide a background for leaders that will enable them to plan and coordinate a successful ministry within the local Pathfinders Club, leading young people to Jesus, to enable Pathfinders leaders to recognize that the importance of actively involving Pathfinders in every aspect of the club, including leadership. What is the purpose of this lesson? This unit covers the process of Pathfinder's programming and the events and expectations that affect the local Pathfinder's program. Planning and programming are essential part of pathfindering. All the key features in the running of a Pathfinders Club includes number 1, regular club meeting. You can meet on Saturday afternoon, you can meet on Sunday afternoon or morning, you can meet at any time of the week that is selected by the club. Camping, you can do camp out, you can do camporee. Investiture, after every successful training of the Pathfinders classes, you do an investiture. Then we have several organized conference events that you can attend with your club. Then number 5, demand and planning process. Finally, the ability of the club to operate according to the program. What do you think make a Pathfinder program effective? You have been running a club for some period of time. What do you think make Pathfinder's program effective in your club, in your district, in your conference? Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. In my YouTube channel, comment and give us how you have been running your club and what has made your club very effective. That is why it is successful the way it is. Let's look at the planning process. In the planning process, we have 7 steps or processes that you need to follow. Number one, you begin with a group. Let's look at the planning process. In the planning process, we have 7 steps or processes that you need to follow. Number one, you begin with a group, formation of a group. At the beginning of the year, as we plan to begin the year 2025, the first thing you do is to form the Pathfinders group, as we have discussed during the enrollment and induction. Then number two, assess the need. The advantage with this our church that the church already identified the need of the Pathfinders, and now you customize it to your church. Number three, choose the objectives. The Pathfinders Club has already given you objectives and you have discussed in our previous lessons. Now choose the objectives and make sure you implement them. Then develop strategies to implement and help to you to achieve the objectives of the club. So these strategies will help you to run your activities and achieve your objectives. Now, use resources. Which are the resources that are available for you to make sure that your club is running? Do you have books where you refer? Do you have money to run your clubs? Are you having enough finance and many other resources that you may need as a club to make sure your club runs successfully? And again, number 6, plan learning experiences. Make sure that number 1, you learn from your previous experiences. We say that experience is the best teacher. Number 2, make sure the Pathfinders learn new skills. And number 3, make sure every time you have new experience with your club. Then number 7, schedule evaluation. Make sure that you evaluate your club programs after every quarter, after every an event. Evaluate your program so that you can do something that is meeting the needs of the Pathfinders. Sometimes you may implement an activity, but this is an activity of your own interest, but not the interest of the Pathfinders. So all these activities you have been doing, all the strategies you have been using, look at the strategies and find out, does it meet the need of my club? Does it meet the objectives of my club? And then you can now evaluate yourself and see the best way to do or to run your club. That is the process of planning. Now, go to the chat section or the comment section and now talk about what are some of your biggest challenge when planning Pathfinder's program. Share with us the challenges so that we can get time to discuss together and get a way forward. What are the importance of Pathfinder's programming? A program maps out what the club is going. A program maps out where the club is going. Number 2, a program allows people time to plan for their involvement. You want me to participate in your club activities. You have to share with me your schedule so that I can participate. But if you don't plan, it's very difficult to get personnel. A program indicates that the leadership is organized and has a purpose. If you get a club without a program, they don't have a purpose. The leadership is questionable. The program avoids the possibility of a clash of activity dates with other church departments. You will notice that we have a lot of problems with the elders and the personal ministry because we don't have a schedule. We just pop up with activities. So for us to run smoothly, ensure your club has a program and passed in the church board. A program implies that leaders value Pathfinders enough to plan for them. And finally, a program allows for the development of balance in planning to meet Pathfinders' needs. We are stressing on the Pathfinders' needs. Okay. Ensure your programming addresses the needs of the Pathfinders Club. Let's look at the programming. What are some of the things or activities that are entailed in Pathfinder's program or in the Pathfinder's plan? Sometimes we call it the calendar of events. Number one, we have the Pathfinder's classes. That is now the classwork. And in your classwork, ensure you achieve physical, mental, and the spiritual growth of your Pathfinders. We also have honors, and in the honors, we have arts and crafts, we have health and science, we have households, arts, we have vocational arts, we have outreach ministry, and we also have nature. We can all study that. Then this one, we have talked about it severally. The number three is enrollment day. This is where the director introduces the club to the parents and to the pathfinders, and the program is shared, and the goals, objectives, activities, and the meetings are shared with the parents and with the pathfinders. Then we also have social services and ceremonies. We have induction ceremonies, we have investiture, we discuss them, and some we have also discussed. Then we have yearly plan. All these activities should be contained within the year plan. Then we have the activities. These activities, some of them are for social development. We have recreational activities like games, sports, hobbies, and craft. Then we have nature activities, creation week, nature hike. We have nature memory games. We have field trips. We also have camping. Now, as a leader and as a director who has been implementing Pathfinder's programs, kindly share with us in the comment section your favorite Pathfinder's activities so that we can also enjoy and learn new things from you as the director. We also have classes. In our previous ones, we discussed about 6 classes, and in these 6 classes, we have the name of the class, we have the age of the class, and we also have the color. So in the comment section, I'll be mentioning the class, mention the class color, and the age. So number one is a French class. French class is a course of study in learning skills, and physical fitness that will help one to be a better neighbor now and a friend of God throughout eternity. Then number two, we have companion class, is a course of study in learning skills and physical fitness that will give more meaning to life and a companionship with Jesus Christ every hour of the day. Number three, we have Explorer class, is a course of study that will help one to find new venture in exploring God's world, secure true and genuine happiness. So we are noting that these first 3 classes forms part of junior pathfinders. And you have noticed that every session they meet, they want to learn something new, they want to be physically fit, and they want to be happy. If your club is not meeting those, then you have a challenge in your club. Number 4, we have Ranger class, is a course of study that will open up new area of discovery in the natural and spiritual world to secure true and genuine happiness. Number 5, we have Voyager class, which is a course of study in physical, mental, cultural, and spiritual development that challenges the teen to develop a wholesome self concept and Christian lifestyle. You notice in this class, at this age, the pathfinders need to grow physically, mentally, and this is now where we discuss also the cultural issues. And this is now a place also we introduce the Christian lifestyle. If you miss this, then it will be a challenge in future. The last class, that is the 6th class, is guide class, which is a course of study that emphasizes on personal growth and spiritual discoveries. And prepares the Pathfinders for the development of the new skills in leadership and in survival techniques. We are dealing with the teen Pathfinders, and in the teen Pathfinders, there is Christian lifestyle very key. They need to be happy, they need to discover new things in the nature and their spiritual life, and also development skills. And at the age of 15, that is the guide class, they are able to be leaders. So we also train on the leadership skill. As a leader, as a director, ensure your club meets the above mentioned objectives, and they also need to get the skills as described in various classes. Let's look at enrollment day so that we be clear in our line of thought and in our objectives. In whatever we do, we have a clear direction where we are taking. Now, enrollment day, as we have mentioned earlier and previously, that the enrollment program should be the first Pathfinders meeting of the year. What do you do during the enrollment day? It should introduce all parents and Pathfinders to the year's program planned for your Pathfinders Club, its goals and objectives, its activities and meetings. So, for you to call for enrollment, therefore means number one, you have sat with your team as you were elected. You have developed the club activities. You have developed the club program. You have even costed these activities. You have already known the total budget that the club will run. So you are going to share with the parents, you are going to share with the Pathfinder, so that at the beginning of the club, they are aware on what is going to take place throughout the year. Now, help us also share your tips on engaging Pathfinders during enrollment. How do you do it? How do you discuss? What do you do? Even if you can share pictures, we can really appreciate how you engage parents during the enrollment day. The next, during this time, we want to look at just a small program for the enrollment day. What do you do? Welcome and introduce Pathfinders and their parents to the club. During this time, what will you discuss with the Pathfinders and the parents? Number one, you'll discuss about the uniform, the needs, and the requirements. You explain and you share with them. Number two, you talk about the dues, the expenses, the money that will be needed, the what activities they will be supporting, and how you'll use the money throughout the year. You explain the program highlights, the way what you are planning to do during the whole year with the Pathfinders Club. You'll also talk about a staff organization. You explain to the parents and to the Pathfinders the leaders you have, the instructors, their roles, their names, and how they will be supporting the club. Then the Pathfinders membership applications filled up and signed and handed over to the director, and also the passport is issued, and by the beginning of the year you can take a photo and attach to the Pathfinders passport. As they will be learning, they'll have all the curriculum and the activities that they are supposed to do. So after that, what happens? Now, at this particular time, you have done the introduction part of it and you have welcomed everybody. You have shared the plan of the year. So what happens? Pathfinders are taken separate, but parents are also taken separate. During this time, the Pathfinder director will meet with the parents, and the Pathfinder's deputy director, come on, if it is one, and directors, if there are more than one, will meet with the Pathfinders. What will they do when they meet with the Pathfinders? Number one, they will do what is called Pathfinders organization. They will put the Pathfinders in units. The unit counselors introduces the year plan and to the program. The unit members chose captain, scribe, and unit name. Currently, I see the Pathfinder clubs are struggling to have names. It is not bad. However, the name of the church will be given priority. Then you can have various names for the units based on the number of units you have in the club. Also, you may begin the year curriculum, e.g. week 1, you can do introduction, what you'll be teaching, you can share teaching plan, you can also introduce the books that the Pathfinders will be using, you can also introduce them to their Pathfinders pledges and laws as you prepare. Then the deputy director will take charge. You can also introduce some games and some activities that may be of importance that particular time. As the Pathfinders organization takes place, the director also is having a meeting with the Pathfinder's parents. Very nice, very interesting, and very organized. Now, what happens here? The Pathfinder's parents are given rules and regulations. Their copies are given, and the rules and regulations are explained one by one. What do they do again? They discuss responsibility and they discover additional talents usable in the club. You may get a parent who is good in music, good in nature, good in something. This is the time you can introduce them and they can share with them. They can also join you and support you in training the Pathfinders. After all those activities, because you usually collect some money, the Pathfinder should also have some amount of money. You can serve a refreshment for the Pathfinder's parents as you welcome them. If you can make a cake for them, if you can do something for them, they really enjoy it. So do a refreshment, serve your parents. Now, after that, let's look at the yearly program. How does your programs look like? This is the bone of contention. The Pathfinder's director and his staffs needs to have a clear understanding of the objectives to be reached during the year. The general aim is to help meet the growing needs of the Pathfinders. You should understand that the Pathfinders have a need. The church has a need. Children have challenging issues. So this is the time you ensure you meet their growing needs. Leading the Pathfinders through a course of study towards final recognition is an investor service, is the means to reach the objective of the Pathfinders Ministry. As we mentioned and we have been discussing, that enrollment and induction is just the registration and tells the Pathfinders and the clubs that the class you are enrolled has started. So you start learning. At the end of every session, there is an investor, which means the Pathfinders have learned throughout the year and they are graduating from one class to another. In those classes, they need to learn and move to the next level by the end of the year. We usually get a challenge that the Pathfinders who are above 15 years old do not want to leave the Pathfinders. Why? They feel they have not covered everything. So as a director, you may be struggling to tell them to ambassadors, but they are missing something because they have not learned, they have not been invested. So they don't see the need of moving to the next class. So the ultimate goal or achievement by the end of the year is having an investor with your club. Sample of the year program. I've made for the 12 months. I've just used the month. You can spread it by dates, weeks, so long as the activities are spread and they are dated, so that the church can know while you are running your club. So in January, in my Pathfinders Club, the activities that I'm planning to do in January, I'll have enrollment day, followed by induction. Then I'll be doing weekly meetings. In February, I'll have the regular meetings, and then I'll also have some training for the leaders and many other parents. Number 3, in March, I'll be having a music Sabbath. Then we also have Global Youth Day. Then I'll have continued my regular meetings. In April, because the Pathfinders will be in holiday, I will have a field trip. We can go for hiking. Then we'll continue with our regular meetings. In May, we are planning to have regular meetings, and we are also planning to have Pathfinders rally. In June, we have regular meetings, and because they are enough time, we can have a nature walk. In July, I'll continue with my regular meetings, and then we can also run a club project. We can have a farm, we can do a collection, we can do anything that can generate for us income. And then in August, because it's a period for the camp meetings, we'll join the children camp meeting, and also I'll continue with my regular meetings. In September, regular meetings, and also we have World Pathfinders Day that will participate. In October, we'll continue with our regular meeting, and then I'll also have a Pathfinders Fair. In November, we'll continue with our regular meetings. Because December is busy, I'll do my investiture by November. In December, I'll continue with my regular meeting. I may go to a camp out. I'll also can do a camporee. That is example of my program for financial year 2025. Now, you have made a very good year plan. And in this year plan, it must be broken down to each and every meeting. For example, I've been talking about regular meeting. It can either be on a Saturday afternoon, it can be on a Sunday afternoon or morning based on my program, it can be a weekday. So during this time, in my regular meetings, what will we do? The Pathfinders can achieve the aim of the program only if regular meetings are conducted. If the year calendar is made or the calendar of events and not implemented, then there's nothing we have done. These meetings can be conducted according to the need of the local church. What works in my church may not work in your church, but you have a general guideline you customized based on your need. This is conducted in one 3-hour session with opening and closing ceremonies, matching, games, curriculum, and crafts, all integrated in one program. Now, let's look at a sample. As we are looking at this sample, let's go to the comment section and what is the ideal duration of your Pathfinders meeting? The one I'm going to share is for 3 hours. Maybe your meeting usually takes 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, or full day. Share with us in the comment section your plan for that meeting. So I have a meeting on Sunday with my Pathfinders Club, and this meeting is going to take 3 hours. So I've scheduled time, activities, responsible person, and resources that I need. This program I've also shared with the parents, and the parents are aware of the activities and the time we are going to do. Now, number one, will take 15 minutes from 3 to 3:15. We'll have opening ceremony, and this time we are going to do flag raising. Next time we can have an inspection. The following meeting we can have pledge, reciting of pledge and loss. So you can see how you can balance your activities on different days. And the person who is taking responsibility is the deputy director. And which resource do we need? We need a drill manual and flags and many other things that you may need on that day. Then the next one will take 10 minutes, that is drill. You can do it as a club or you can do it by units. So we'll take the responsibility, the unit counselor. The next one will take 15 minutes. We have a devotion or Bible study and the deputy director. If the pastor is around, I'm the club sponsor, they can take the charge. Then after the devotion, we'll go to a 30-minute session, and this is classwork. The instructors will take the lead. The next lesson will also take 30 minutes. That is game, or if you are preparing for fair or any other activity, you can also have a practice, another 30 minutes. Then another 30 minutes, you continue the classwork. This one, you can do any activity, continue the lesson you are doing, or you can do honor, or any other thing you feel like doing in the classwork. So if you do achievement classes, then you have another 45 minutes to do honors classes, or you do hobby, or you do crafts. Then you'll have 5 minutes for announcement and for closing ceremony. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow directors, if you follow this club, if you follow this program, your club will run smoothly throughout the year. This is a sample. You can share with us in the comment section. If you are doing 30 minutes, if you are doing 1 hour, let's engage and see the best thing we can do. Share with us what you are doing in your club so that we can also learn from you. It is a learning session. It has been nice having you. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube, like, share, uh, click the notification bell so that when I do the next posting, you are able to be notified and you are able to follow. I've been your host, Sheck, taking you through this. I want to welcome you to the next session and we shall look at lesson 5, that is club finance. God bless you. Have a nice time as we nurture and return